Okay, we're picking up with part 2 of our interview with Jovi about his Netvibes Learning Information Portal he's created for his Veterans Research Project.
Alright, sorry about that. We had problems with the batteries, but I'm just going to show you the quick, I'm going to fast forward here to where it shows the actual knees themselves.
Okay.
These are the latest and greatest.
Here they are.
These are the power knees. They actually have a motor inside them. They help propel me.
Josh is the first person to walk on 2 of these. Power knees are noisy, but the motors take the exhaustion out of walking. On power knees, he can cover a mile.
What does this feel like? At first it felt like walking on almost like electronic stilts, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense. How fast will these go?
Faster than I can control, to be honest with you. Not to a run yet, but they do have a lot of power.
It's pretty remarkable.
And I think that's the end of the interview right there. So this is the basic layout of my Netvibes page. It's fairly easy, like I said before, just because of the add contact button where you could add web notes, which I used to label the top of pictures, the image widget for the pictures themselves, HTML editor you can use for video, the pathfinders, Gale, anything that you need a HTML code for.
Okay.
And then you can add Facebook or Twitter and everything if you've got like a page for your research on those. And then all these right here, you have YouTube, you can do that, Daily Motion. Some of the other ones I just don't know if you would be using anytime, so. And then that's it, that was my Netvibes page and everything that goes along with it, bells and whistles, some say.
So, have you enjoyed kind of exploring and playing with Netvibes?
I actually have. I enjoyed it a lot more than the Google Sites page, because the Google Sites page, it limits you to what you can put on in the layout of it. With the Netvibes page, you can make it your own, in a sense, but still having the essential research needs.
Okay, so you kind of like the design and options and
Very much
flexibility
so.
a little bit more. Okay, well that's very helpful to know, and we'll definitely take that into consideration for next year. The other question I have for you this afternoon, you mentioned your Evernote's RSS feed for your public notebook that you've created. Is there anything you'd like to share with us about Evernote now that you've been using it for about a week?
I'll just talk a little bit while it pulls up right here. Evernote, I like it more than Digo because you can get what you need on the Evernote, but it's easier too, where you just highlight what you want. You click the Evernote button right up here at the top of the screen, and it takes everything, and it takes whatever you highlighted and it puts it in. And once this loads up, I'll show you what I have loaded in here so far.
Okay. Yeah, we have a little bit of a sluggish internet connection this afternoon, so bear with us as our pages load.
So you can see here, I have everything from pictures from some of the men, from one of the men that raised the flag on top of Iwo Jima. That's an article about how his death mask was buried along with him after he died. At it's 54 years after, so they buried his mask after he had died. I just have a few other pictures. I have an article and a picture here of the Deca arm from the CNN video, and the creator of the Deca arm, which is Dean Kamen. It's not showing it. It usually does show it.
I think it's our internet connection today.
I have the picture here of the actual Luke arm and the setup that goes with it. Yes, there we go. And it's basically, it straps on the shoulder and the chest, and what's left of the arm goes in here, and it fills up. In one of the videos it shows it has little balloons that fill up in contour to your shoulder without putting too much pressure on it, and that it has a small vibrator up here at the top that allows you to feel how tightly you're gripping an object.
Cool.
And then I have a few articles here, one of an Iraqi war veteran who gets the first bionic prosthetic hand. His name was Sergeant Joanne Aradano, and you can see him here with his new left hand.
Wow.
And then the reason I have this picture here of the hand from the Luke hand from Star Wars. The reason being is because the idea for the name of the Deca arm is the Luke arm.
Oh.
And the reason is that they said they based it off of the Star Wars one. I have the video here from. I have the link for the video. the HTML code. It's not the actual video, but Evernote still allows me to have it.
Pushes you right out to it.
And then that's I just have one more here where it's the military's trials for a bionic hand here.
Okay. Very nice.
And like I said before, I like Evernote a lot more because it gives me more flexibility, and it is easier to take notes and to add them in. I didn't really use Digo before, but when I started using it in comparison to Evernote, I didn't like it as much. It made it a little more complicated than it should be.
Okay, so Evernote is another tool that works a little bit more for your information needs.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well, we very much appreciate you taking the time to so eloquently share with us not only your thoughts on the tools that you're using, but also it's very obvious, I think, you're really into your topic and all the really interesting information you've discovered in just a few short days about your Veterans Issues project. So we thank you for your time.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, thank you.